That has an extension.
I want
to
an
next
extension.
Year.
You're
not getting one. It's not, so you're saying you want
not
more.
getting one.
It's not saying that you want. You're not getting one. It's not like you
so
want
human
more.
nature kicker. You don't want me. I don't want to be
You want
here.
this
That's
year,
it.
next year.
We should just.
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you had a good day. Well, speaking of Jimmy Butler, I wanted to check this video out with you guys. It's titled Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck Get Fired Up Over the Jimmy Butler Situation. It's from Inside the NBA. And this is on the YouTube channel, House of Highlights. I wanted to watch this because I'm assuming Shaq would defend Jimmy just because Shaq was the same kind of dude as Jimmy when it comes to this kind of stuff. As his career was declining, Shaq was demanding higher and higher paychecks, which really doesn't add up and make sense to me. But Jimmy's doing the same exact thing. So I can imagine Shaq trying to defend this behavior and then everybody else kind of like jumping on him. But let's see what happens. I'm not 100% sure. That's just how I assess it, like psychologically, what they would do. But anyways, I'm always down for checking out some Inside the NBA stuff because I love this crew. Anyways, as I always do, I'm going to link the original video down below. That's going to be in a description box for you. So if you want to check out the channel House of Highlights, I'm pretty sure you're all subscribed by now. Excuse me. There's a snake in my boot. I'm pretty sure you all subscribed to House of Highlights by now, but if you're not, link is down below for you. Everybody, please leave this video a like. I appreciate you all a ton, and let's see what this beef is.
And we welcome you back. If you're just tuning in, expecting to see the Heat and the Bucks, you are going to see it just later than scheduled. That's because the Bucks had a tough time getting to Milwaukee because of all the snow that fell in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
Let's get more on that story from Stephanie Reddy, working the sidelines at Fiserv Forum tonight. Hello, Steph.
Wow, the weather is just crazy lately, isn't it? Like,
hey there, EJ. Yes, a lot to talk about with these Milwaukee Bucks. It's a home game, but they flew in today. They actually have had 3 days off, stuck in a hotel in New Orleans. 3 days with no practice because of the snow. They could not go anywhere in the city. Let's backtrack and figure out how we got here. Remember, they had a game Wednesday night, just last night in New Orleans. That was postponed due to the weather. But the Bucks flew into New Orleans 1 day early on Monday to try to beat the weather. That they did, but then, as I've mentioned, they were stuck there. So Wednesday, postponed. Today, flight was supposed to depart this morning. That time kept getting pushed back, at least 2 delays on that. They landed just before 5 p.m. We're showing you Giannis was the first one that arrived in terms of his teammates around 5:13. And Doc Rivers did share with us that when the plane landed this afternoon, Giannis said, "This is my shooting time." And you guys know how much players rely on their pregame routines. It'll be interesting to see how it affects the Milwaukee Bucks tonight because obviously their pregame time was cut short with the delay in the arrival from New Orleans. Now, on the other side with the Miami Heat, it's been well documented that Jimmy Butler is serving a 2-game suspension that is starting tonight. The suspension is due to continued
I remember this.
of disregard of team rules, insubordinate conduct, and conduct detrimental to the team, including missing the team flight here to Milwaukee. You guys, this will be the first night. Saturday in Brooklyn will be the second night. Then the Heat are back home. We will continue to monitor this situation. Jimmy Butler has been very vocal that he wants a trade out of Miami.
Yep.
Well, guys, we are exactly 2 weeks away from the trade deadline today.
Stephanie Reddy, thank you very much for the report. And yeah,
this is just not the way to go about business in my mind. It's just not the way to do it. Eventually, and it might happen here, no one's gonna wanna sign him. They're not gonna want to trade for him because they don't want this. They don't want these headaches.
We've talked about Jimmy Butler's situation here at length on this show, but now the latest chapter is missing the flight and another suspension for Jimmy Butler, Shaq.
So, there's letter of the law and spirit of the law. I'm not going to disrespect Jimmy. Don't really know him well, but I'm not going to disrespect him. I know there's some tension going on. It's unfortunate that we have to be involved in this tension, but both sides have said that they want to depart. 2 weeks left, and don't know his reason for missing the plane. Some people call it unprofessional. I don't know his reason, but So, the letter of the law states be professional and, do things that you're supposed to do. So by the letter of the law, he disobeyed the letter of the law, which shows a little bit of unprofessionalism, but I'm not going to take shots at Jimmy.
I mean, okay, so far I agree with Shaq. Absolutely. Yeah, that this is it's just being very unprofessional and childish.
This is what we call the business of basketball. Things like this do happen. Both teams have, again, said that we want to part ways, so just going to sit back and see what happens.
I wanted to ask you guys, too, what effect this has on the rest of the team. Is it a distraction, that kind of thing? And that's something that Eric Spoelstra was addressing earlier today.
The point that I made to our team is get used to it. Get over it. This is the NBA life. This is the life we chose. If you think that it's just going to be predictable, you're really mistaken. You can make any excuse you want to, but you get to do what we love. We get to compete tonight and, make the best team win tonight.
I like
Chuckster?
it. Very professional way of Spo to deal with this situation. Get used to it. This crap happens.
Well, Jimmy is going up against Pat Riley. He's going to lose. Pat Riley is arguably the greatest person in NBA history as far as coaching, running teams, and everything.
Yeah.
Pat Riley's not going to lose. Jimmy just wasting money. I mean, he's lost $3 million. He's never going to see. That's a lot of money. No matter how much money you got, $3 million is a lot. And he's going to get traded, but the Heat are not going to take 50 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
And if you get in a contest with Pat Riley, you're going to lose, plain and simple.
So there's no...
And Pat's going to make him feel uncomfortable because of the childish behavior. So Pat's going to stay quiet and not rush to trade. This is like, you made your bed, now you lay in it, as my dog is barking like a maniac. You okay, buddy? Sorry, guys. All right. But no, Pat's, I'm sure he's just smiling about this at this point, going like, yep, I'm going to trade you in the very last day, the very last second. And he's going to try to get the best deal he can. And even if he has a deal on lock right now, he's probably not going to pull the trigger because he doesn't want to give Jimmy what he's asking for right off the bat.
Urgency. I mean, yeah, we're 2 weeks before the trade deadline, but there's no urgency in your mind to get something done, to get this just off their radar right now?
Not just to give him away.
No, not to give him. I'm not saying to give him away, but urgency to get a deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they both want to get a deal done.
I think the Miami Heat are going to be in a play-in situation regardless if he plays or not. You look at the Philadelphia 76ers with 19 and 27. I think it's going to be difficult for them to catch up.
Freaking Philly.
However, we said it is unprofessional. Like there's when you miss things that you're supposed to be at and you get paid to be at, there's no other word for it.
Yep.
And he has been the consummate pro.
Yeah, because he's still getting paid right now. Well, outside of the suspensions, but that's why he is suspended, because he was getting paid and he was refusing to do the things that are part of his job.
When you hear about guys and how his work ethic and things that he's done, that people have been around him. So I'm disappointed in that regard. And if it's about a new contract and money, you're losing money now by not showing up.
Not really.
You lose $3 million. So if that's what you was getting on the back end, but I say that also say I watched the game, Portland versus Miami, and I was watching the game and I said to my friend, I said, man, they're playing hard, but they're not playing with enthusiasm. So it's going to be tough to beat Portland tonight. They wind up losing that game. So how does that affect your locker room? It's different when you come in and you work hard, and it's different when you come in and you cheer for someone to play well. There's a different energy in your team. And what has been sucked out of that environment when things like this happen, because I've been on teams that things like happen, every player comes to work hard, but every player enthusiasm is what wins anything in life. You can't be great without enthusiasm.
Yeah,
that is gone right now.
I just think in this situation, it's more about human nature. I know exactly how Jimmy feels. I've been in this situation many times. All that I've done for you, and you don't want to give me what I want, So human nature kicks
Well, I
in.
gave you what you want because you signed a deal that goes on to next year.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the extension goes until next year. That's right. Wait. Can he say that again?
So human nature kicks
Well, I
in.
gave you what you want because you signed a deal that goes on to next year.
Okay. So he's still making this money all the way through next year, but he wants even more than that. Damn. It's even worse than I remember. And of course, Shaq agrees with this, which I don't agree. I'm not going to agree with that at all.
But hold on. I want an extension, and Charles gonna say you don't pay.
You want more.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, you want more.
the part I hate about this business of basketball thing, it always has to be somebody's fault. I think it's more human nature. All I've done for you guys, you don't want to give me extension. So now human nature kicks in. You don't want me, I don't want you. So I don't like.
You
that.
still have to be
It's his
professional.
fault. But I don't like it's his fault and he's unprofessional. He's doing that. Human nature kicks in. You guys don't
Shaq,
want
if
me.
you sign a deal,
First of all, hold on. Go ahead, Kenny. Go
if
ahead.
you sign a deal that has an extension
I want
to
an
next
extension.
year,
You're not getting one.
So you're saying you
You're
want
not
more.
getting one.
It's not saying that you want.
You're not getting
It's
one.
not like you
So
want
human
more.
nature kicker. You don't want me. I don't want to
You
be
want
here.
this
That's
year,
it.
next year,
We should
and
just
more.
leave it at that. Not it's Jimmy's fault. It's Pat's fault.
No.
It's
But-
called
but-
business of
but-
basketball.
But Pat Riley ain't gonna just give him away.
That's fine. But
Jimmy Butler's a really good player.
I'm saying people that don't understand this. This is the
No,
business
we
of
understand it
basketball.
very well.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
This is the
No, the
business of
public
basketball.
understand-
Oh
Shaq.
no, hey, we understand too. We understand too, but we got to show up to work, or else we get fired. Screw contracts. We'll get canned. See, I don't agree with Shaq on this at all because Jimmy going to Miami, the pitch was come here to win and you're going to make some money while you're in your prime, right? Now Jimmy has declined, yet from 2 years from now, he still wants to be getting paid $50 million a year. Going to Miami, you got to know we're a win-first team. So in other words, if you're not worth $50 million anymore, hey, we got to cut this pay down a little bit and we got to get some more talent in here so we can win. But it looks like that's not what's important to Jimmy now. What's important to Jimmy is just the money. It's not about winning. Because if he wanted to win, I mean, look at what Westbrook is doing over there in Denver right now, taking much less money for an opportunity to win. That's my kind of guy right there, by the way. Because both of these dudes have made hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. You know? Invest your money. Be smart about it. You'll be fine. If you want to win, you'll stay and you'll try to win. But he's saying he's trying to win, and that's why he doesn't experience joy anymore. No, it's about the money because he's asking for an extension. Words are cheap, man. Words are cheap, full of lies.
No, they have paid. Jimmy Butler makes $50 million a
You
year.
want more? So what?
He ain't getting more.
Okay, so guess what? You don't want me. I don't want to be here.
Okay, well then, but you can't just not show up to work.
Why not?
Because you can
took the other
Because
two.
you're under contract, Shaq. Or then you don't get your $50 million this year if you don't work. What the hell?
Took the 50 for this year and next year.
Okay,
So
but-
you're saying you
but-
took those two, but you're not.
That's
because
$100 million on the table. You have to show up to work to make your $100 million. Wow. Freaking Shaq, dude.
you don't get two more.
Doesn't matter.
You could ask for a trade, but you gotta show
Human
up.
nature. You don't want me. I don't want to be here.
You see, it's all emotional. There's zero logic left in him. It's all emotional. No matter what these three throw at him, everything to him is just doesn't matter. This is what I want. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else wants. The legalities don't matter. Nothing. Just, I want this. I feel entitled to this. So I should get it.
You feel a responsibility when you are under contract for this season to play this season.
And next year.
I do, but I'm not gonna go all out. I was ready to say the other way. I'm not gonna go outplay, but I'm not gonna go out, especially like.
You're not gonna play hard.
No, listen. I didn't say hard. I didn't say hard. I said I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you can see it. That's it. Ernie's reaction. That tells the whole story.
I'm not gonna go out, especially like.
Yeah, I feel you, Ernie.
You're not gonna play hard.
No, listen. I didn't say hard. I didn't say hard. I said I'm not gonna go all out, especially if we're not gonna win.
You don't feel no obligation.
Because you know what? At 35, what if I tear a knee and get hurt?
You still gonna make
You got
$50 million?
2 years. You got $50 million coming.
Bro, I want more, man. You keep talking about 2 years. What about year 3, 4, 5, and 6? I want more.
Because if you were that,
Wow, I'm officially 100% understanding why Kobe didn't like him. completely different type of person. He just wants more, me, more. But he's not willing to put in the work for it. In fact, he's going to put in less work and then ask for it anyways.
Good at that time, your extension would have been longer.
No,
you signed a deal that you thought was great at the time.
He's old.
Michael Jordan, let me give you this example. Yeah. Michael Jordan played for $2.3 million.
I understand.
Like when he was there, and then said, "I signed the contract. I'm going to play." Period.
That's what the
now I could ask for more. And I could,
and he never did.
But Jimmy could ask for more, but he still has an obligation to show up.
Michael Jordan end up leaving?
He has the obligation to show up.
He retired.
What the fuck? Yeah, Barkley's right. He didn't leave. He retired. It was never about money, you dumbass. What the hell?
Basketball. He came back and played for Washington.
Yeah, he did.
But also the business of basketball, go all out.
Listen,
go all out. You owe that. You owe that to your teammates. You owe that to the fans. You owe that to the franchise.
No.
You owe it to yourself.
No, you owe it to your teammates more than.
That's what I said.
You can get mad at the Miami Heat organization, but the fans of Miami and those guys in that locker room, they ain't got nothing to do with you wanting a contract extension.
Okay, Ernie. To your point, how come people don't play hard in the All-Star?
And this is why Shaq is still so insecure these days, because he was playing these petty little games instead of actually working on what he got into the league for, which was to be the most dominant player ever in the NBA. Instead of focusing on that goal, he's focusing on these little childish, insecure, petty mind game things. What I deserve, what blah, 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 blah. And now he's trying to justify it years later when he's seeing his behavior in other players.
How come
I wish we all had an answer to that.
But they don't go.
There's no consequences for losing an All-Star game.
No, they don't go.
There's consequences.
They're not on the contract in
All-Star game.
All-Star
one reason they don't go all out in All-Star game, because they don't want to get hurt. So again, if I'm not winning the championship at 35, right?
He's making $50 million a year.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I love that Charles keeps throwing it out there. He's making $50 million a year this year and then next year. That's $100 million a year. Or $100 million left on the table. Play for it. Show up to work. Oh, it's so disconnected from us common folk. Imagine what we would do for $100 million for 2 years to play basketball. Holy crap. It's so disconnected from us.
Team that gives him an extension.
Could I ask you a question then?
So
Wembanyama should say, I'm young. I could get hurt. We're not in the playoffs. I should just chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice analogy, but it doesn't match.
It does.
It
does.
I'm young. I'm not getting hurt and messing up my years.
You act like Jimmy's playing for free.
Yeah, imagine all those years in the 80s where Jordan didn't have a shot at winning a championship if he was just like, nah, we don't have a shot, so I'm not going to play hard. And then I also demand more money. Hell no. Even at 40 years old, as a Wizard, without any hopes of making the playoffs, he still played 82 games and played his heart out. This is so unrelatable, Shaq.
Bro, y'all keep talking about 1 and 2. What about 3, 4, 5, 6?
That ain't that. Listen, he's on the contract for 2 more years.
But hold on.
Listen. So you think the Warriors, who made it to listen, Clay, we love you. We won you 4 championships. But you're past your prime.
Okay.
We're not going to give you a max
Clay's not even the same because he was a free agent.
No, but they offered him a deal. They didn't
this dude's not a free agent.
I understand that, Kenny. But Shaq, they don't want to pay him because he's older and decline.
And human nature is kicking. Y'all don't want me. I don't want to be here.
Okay. I just say that he should show up. Wow. He could ask for more.
You show up and you show up for your teammates.
We're about to do our third lap.
Yeah, this is a bad look too because these 3 are not under contract next year. I'm sorry, these 4. So what is Shaq saying? In this situation, is he going to treat it the same way? I'm just going to show up. I'm not really going to try hard. I'm not going to really, we're going to really work hard because I want more. That's not how you go out, man.
Same thing. So let's take a break. When we come back, homecoming for Wemby, the NBA Paris games, the Spurs and the Pacers. Giannis, the next time he sees Charles on the mean streets, on the 414.
I had him on the All-Star team.
I'm a reserve, huh?
Wow. All right, I'll cut it off there. Wow. I hate to say that went exactly how I thought it would, but it was worse than I thought it was going to be. Like, he doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down. The guy's I'm so with Kenny and I'm with everyone but Shaq on this one. The guy's got 2 more years in his contract, and he's getting paid $50 million a year. I sound like a broken record. Show up to work. It's okay to demand a trade. No problem. But keep working in the meantime, because you're getting paid $50 million this year. Keep working, but say, hey, I don't want to be here no more. Trade me by the trade deadline. You're lucky that's a thing. You can do that. You have the freedom to do that. You know, and Pat Riley's going to make it happen for you. What more do you want? You know, why do you got to burn the building on your way out? Why do you got to shit all over everything that you once loved? I don't understand this mentality at all. And to demand an extension now when you have 2 years left in your contract, this is typically, you wait for the final year of the contract, and then you do that behind the scenes where you're saying, hey, I would like an extension. And you do it behind the scenes so the media doesn't get involved and it doesn't blow up into a circus. And if you get it, great. If you don't, you say, well, all right, this is going to be my last season with you guys then, you know, and you still go out and you ball. But in the meantime, you're looking out for other potential teams that might pay you that amount of money that you're looking for. But you're not owed that money. Once your contract is up, you're not owed that money anymore. So you have to take whatever you're going to get. Man, if I was Jimmy Butler and I knew my skills were declining, I'm getting older, and I supposedly want to win, I would at least take a $10 million decrease, you know? Not right now. Yeah, I would take my 2 years to 50 mil. Absolutely. After that, though, I'd go to a contender and I'd say, how about 40? You know, because in 2 years from now, the contracts are going to be a little bigger. You're going to make a little more money. So while people are making 60, 70, I'm only asking for 40. That's a bargain for me, right? You know, and if that doesn't work, how about 35? You can still get a lot of money. But after this, I'm not sure anyone's going to want to pay you, Jimmy. That's the problem with this type of behavior. I'm not sure anyone's going to want to pay you anymore after this. But lucky for you, you got 2 more years. Wow, man, that was heated. I don't even know what to say anymore. I think I've said it all. Everybody, please leave this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And hit that bell notification if you want to get notified for tomorrow morning's vid. Everybody, have a wonderful, peaceful night. Go tell your loved ones you love them. And for crying out loud, if you're making $50 million this year, be happy. Be happy. Be happy with your 50 mil this year. All right, everyone, I'm out. Peace out.